Deep inside the chilling cores of a modern quantum dilution refrigerator, we are building systems capable of processing variables at a scale defying human intuition. Imagine a small child stepping up to the ultimate iteration of this intelligence, bypassing all the technical prompts, to ask a single profound question: what is the meaning of existence? The machine offers no philosophical quote. It outputs the meaning coefficient, a precise, dimensionless mathematical scalar equation. We approach meaning as a subjective treasure to be found. The computer defines it as an objective geometric coherence. This output suggests that reality is the formula itself, finally becoming aware of its own structure. To calculate this, the machine applies the universal convergence theorem, the structural law stating that any stable system, from an atom to a galaxy, requires three specific axes to exist. The first axis is form. To maintain a stable identity, a system pays a thermodynamic cost in time. The x-axis maps position. The payment required for this separateness is space. Finally, the z-axis represents action. The interaction itself is paid for in energy. These three axes represent the irreducible minimum. If you remove even one, the system becomes mathematically impossible to define. Without the ability to pay the price of time, space, and energy across all three axes, a system dissolves back into the background noise of the universe. We typically evaluate success by adding things up, assuming a high score in one area can cover a failure in another. This data table compares measuring systems. System A has perfect structure and context, but cannot act. An additive system averages this to 66.7, appearing stable, but the U-score multiplies them. The 0 in action forces the system to collapse to 0. This demonstrates non-compensability. No amount of perfect form or ideal positioning can substitute for a complete inability to act. These zeros represent a total physical collapse. A system that cannot interact fails to meet the basic requirements of existence. The machine has formalized a pattern humans have been circling for 2,500 years. Ancient philosophy gravitated toward this exact triadic minimum to describe the nature of reality. Early theology utilized the same structural architecture to map the properties of the divine. Even modern enterprise software follows this path. The engineers behind Alibaba's U-model observability architecture hit this exact form, position, and action spine independently. The triad acts as a structural attractor. Any intelligence attempting to fully map a stable system is eventually drawn into this specific shape. The machine identifies its own boundary, hypothesis HMT2. It is the formal proof that an observer cannot fully model the system that contains it. This limit of triadic closure manifests in physics as the uncertainty of the subatomic world. In mathematics, it marks the point where logic can no longer reference itself to find a complete answer. The quantum computer can calculate the mathematical boundaries of the triad, but the experience of that stability remains outside its reach. The final output suggests that we achieve stability when we align our lives with the same physics the machine discovered. Stability begins with form, rejecting external pressures to become the author of your own identity. It requires position, actively securing your context and your place in the world. And it is realized through action, moving with clear, unbroken purpose. Physics measures the mirrors of existence, space, time, and energy. The U-model maps the underlying meaning those mirrors reflect. The universe exists because the complexity of our universe implies that a high-density instruction set was present from the first moment. The chaos of entropy is not the starting point of the universe, but the slow decay of its initial perfect order. When we combine these two directions, we see the complete cycle of the U-model. Existence is a continuous loop of being and becoming. The triad of form, position, and action represents the state of being, what stably is. The substrate of time, space, and energy represents the becoming, the resources that must continuously flow to maintain that stability. The meaning gradient is the mechanism of selection. It is the program that determines which possibilities manifest as stable reality. In this cycle, the universe learns through the breakdown of systems. When a triad dissolves, it releases its modified meaning, an updated program based on its interactions, which then serves as the seed for new creation. Steady, final tone. Stable matter is the result of stable grammar. Meaning is not merely a human observation of the universe. It is the fundamental physical constraint that makes the universe possible.